how are you? My name is Mikey, and welcome to Mikey Reader Reads. I hope everybody's well. I hope everybody's safe, and everybody has been reading great books. If you have, or if you are currently reading a great book, don't forget to drop it down in the comments, and I'll be sure to add it to my ever-growing TBR. So today's video is going to be me recommending some dark romance books. The first book that I'm going to recommend is I'm a Creep by Jaimie Roberts. This is an age gap romance. It's forbidden. It's dark. This book is about Bryce and Elijah. So Bryce is the heroine in the story and have Elijah. So Elijah is technically Bryce's stepdad.
What?
So we have Bryce, who is the heroine in the story. She is literally out for revenge. She's 18 years old. She's always been bullied and always been abused by her quote unquote peers and her, like, I wouldn't even call them friends, but the people that she goes to school with. And so she is out to literally get revenge. She's just like, I'm so tired of you guys always doing this to me. You have no idea what lives inside of me, and I'm gonna make every one of you pay. And she literally does, like, the things that she does. It's not like high school type of petty bullying or like I'm gonna get back at you for doing this and this. It's like real stuff, like the stuff that'll get you into jail, like the stuff that she pulls. She is really, really smart and calculated. Think Lana from the Mindfuck series. She's literally like that. It's like she's Lana from the Mindfuck series, and she's also Rachel from Mean Girls. She is insane, and I loved her. Literally, there's a scene where she's throwing out dirt, like she has secrets on everyone, and she goes to like the school auditorium, and she like throws out the papers of everything she's written of everyone's secrets, and I'm just like, ah. There's literally a scene, y'all know the famous scene. Y'all know that scene. And literally I was like, yep. So Elijah is a cop, is Bryce's stepdad. He is married to Bryce's mom, but she OD'd. They didn't really have like a love marriage. It was sort of like a thing that happened. And yeah, they get involved. Bryce and Elijah, that is. And the games that they play, it's insane. It's like mind games. But I really love the dynamic. It is an age gap. I adored this book. I devoured it. It was so good. I gave it 5 stars. It was such an amazing book. I loved it, and I hope you guys will read it because it's one of my favorite books. It really, really is. So the next book that I want to recommend is Was I Ever Here by Naomi Loud. This is the first book in the Was I Ever series. This book is between Sunny and Byzantine. This is a reincarnated love. It's like so beautiful and like so shattering and dark, and I cannot. So Sunny and Byzantine meet when Byzantine is trying to unalive her boss. Like she works at a bar and he's trying to unalive her boss because he did something to Byzantine, and they lock eyes and he's like, oh, I met you. Finally, I met you in this lifetime. You're my soulmate. We're supposed to be together. Like, he remembers everything from their past lives, but she doesn't. So he literally buys the bar that she works at. He like makes sure she goes home like at night because she like it gets so late, and he's like literally driving right behind her. And she's like, "Why are you doing that? You are so weird. Like, what are you doing?" Because she's terrified of him. She doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't recognize him or anything like that, but she does have this pull towards him, but she doesn't understand why. She feels like she needs to be afraid of him because, I mean, he literally unalived someone in front of her, but he's not going to take no for an answer. And they do fall in love, and it's so beautiful. So Byzantine, literally, I feel like he has all this memory because this is his last chance to prove to Sunny that he can be the perfect person for her and he can make her happy, because all their past lives, she has ended her life in some tragic way, and it was always Byzantine's fault, whether he wants to admit it or not. And this time, it's like it's literally do or die. And Sunny has just lost her twin sister. She's run away from everything. She's run away from her entire life, and it's just such a sad story, but it's so beautiful. Their story is literally so beautiful. The next book that I want to recommend is Stolen Soulmate by Mary Catherine Gebhard. This book is about Story and Grace and Crown. So the Crowns basically own the world, and they have a set of rules like never look them in the eyes, like do exactly what they tell you to do. They just have these weird and bizarre things, and literally it's almost like the royals but in a much larger landscape. Like they are the it you know what I mean. They run the world, and Story is working as a servant. She works as a help there, and yeah, her and Grayson have never really gotten along, but they've stayed away from each other. Oh, this book's also interracial, and yeah, one day, Story is cleaning about to be done for the day, and literally Grayson grabs her. He puts her in a closet and he starts kissing her, and she's like, "What the hell? Like, why is he kissing me? Oh, but it feels good." And then Grayson's girlfriend, quote unquote fiance, or supposed really gonna propose to this girl that night, but he's kissing Story. Like, the girl ends up opening the door. She sees them kissing, and she's like, "No, I'm done with you. I'm not about to be playing these games that you and your family play." And he is pissed. He's like, Story did this. Like, she planned all of this. She made sure, like, my fiance was gonna open the door. And yeah, it's literally game over for Story. He literally looks at her. He's like, "I'm gonna make your life a living hell." And he does. He literally does. But they end up falling in love, which is a very, very strange dynamic. But they I just so interlinked. They don't even realize, like they don't even know the empathy and love and just like this care that they have for each other secretly. They just don't realize it, but everyone around them knows it, which is very strange. And it's dark romance. He's literally out to torture her, and she's like, "There's nothing that she can do to me," and she's very wrong. But yeah, she ends up falling for him and he falls for her. Even harder. Even harder, like the bad. It's very sad, but it's very like dark romancy. It's just like it hurts, but it's so good as well. And I love the story so much. I wanna reread it because I wanna finish off the series, and it's beautiful. It's the second book in the series, but it's the first book in their story. Okay. So Soul and Soulmates is the first book, right, of Story and Grayson's story, but it's the second book in the series. Did you get it? Y'all got it. Y'all are smart. The next book that I want to talk about is Delivered by Pam Godwin. Now, this is one of the darkest romances I've ever read. It deals with like trafficking and all that type of stuff and kidnapping, and just it's insane. It's insane, but like you really have to trust an author in order for like you to read their dark romance books. Like you really need to trust that they're gonna lead you to a brighter and beautiful end. You know what I mean? You know? And Pam Godwin has always been someone that's always done that. Her stories are very dark, but they have meaning and they have purpose. And I trust her to get me to the other side with a clear mind, with a clear heart. And I'm just like, I'm so happy that they're together. Right? Even though like they met in unfortunate circumstances, he's just like, "Ah, I'm glad that they are together." Right? So we have Liv and Joshua. So Joshua is the preacher's kid. He's a football star. He's just like a good boy. You know what I mean? He's just a really sweet, kind to everyone. She's 21, so she's a bit older than him, but she goes to kind of his school to kidnap him. And it's kind of like at the beginning you're like, "Oh, I hate her. I hate Liv. Like, why would you ever do that to someone? Like, there's no reason why you can ever do that." And then you get her side of the story, and it's just like, wow, it's wild. It is a wild ride. You know what I mean? Every chapter you're like, okay, I'm on Joshua's side, and then next chapter you're on Liv's side, and it's just like, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? Like your mind goes through such a challenging and like turbulent. It's insane. Like Pam Godwin is like a turbulence. Once you read her book, it's like it's turbulence. It's insane. It's like a mind fuck. It's literally like a mind fuck, and I just love it. I love her series. She writes really, really incredible books with incredible characters, and I trust her. I love her writing, and yeah, there's never been a Pam Godwin book that I've read that I did not like. So I mean that speaks for itself. I think the next book that I want to recommend is Still Beating. Literally, I saw this book in my bookstore, and I have to get it. I really, really have to get it. So this book is about Cora and Dean. It's an enemies to lovers. They are kidnapped together. So at the beginning of the book, Dean is getting married to Cora's sister, and they have never really liked each other. Cora and Dean, that is. Oh, Dean, he does like her, but he's like always making fun of her and being like rude and making jokes and stuff. And she's just like, "Ugh, I don't like him. I can't stand him. He's always rude and mean, like whatever." And yeah, they end up leaving at the end of the night together. Well, not together, but they're the last people together. And they are like, "Ah, we don't get along, but we're going to the same place. Let's catch a ride together." And she's like, yeah, of course. I also forgot my purse in the bar, so let's just do it. And then a guy comes up. I think it's like the Uber driver or whatever, and he's like, oh, you guys are together. They were like, no, as if like I don't even like this guy. And he's like, okay, and he takes them, and he makes them do unspeakable things to each other, and it is so heartbreaking, but they are each other's anchors throughout this entire thing. And it's just such a beautiful story that they need each other, because like when they get rescued, they like are each other's security blankets, like safety blankets and stuff. And it's weird because they never liked each other at all. They never ever, but now they don't want to be apart, they don't want to be separated. Is it love? Is it Stockholm syndrome? Like what's happening? It's love, and it's a beautiful, beautiful story. I loved it so much. If you're looking for an angsty type of enemies to lovers, forbidden romance, this is the book for you. It'll make you cry. It really, really will. Next book that I read is Psychos by Sheridan Anne. This book is the first book in the Psycho series. This book follows three brothers. They fall in love with one girl. Fall in love, I say that loosely, right? It's three brothers. They are the DeAngelis brothers. It's almost like a mob slash mafia. They're part of it, or their family runs like that. So we have Roman, Levi, and Marcus. They kidnap it's funny, but they kidnap Shane, and she is not a weakling. You know what I mean? She's not like the type of girl that's just gonna be crying in the corner. She's like, nope, I'm just gonna give it as good as they give it to me. You know what? I mean? Literally like that. And it's a wild ride. Think of the Devil Knight series by Penelope Douglas. Michael, Damon, or Kai were the brothers. It's literally them. Literally them. If they had fallen in love with like Rika, it's literally the story. And it's insane. It's a wild ride. There's wolves involved, there's this giant castle, and you feel bad for everyone at the end of the book. You're just like, oh, this is gonna be a very wild ride. A very, very wild ride. And it's incredible. I really, really enjoyed it. I think this is like five books in the series. I'm going on to the second one. Um, I'm excited to see, because I do know that she does get involved with all of the brothers. I don't know like what their dynamic will be. However, I did read the first book, and I think it's very, very good. And I think I will like it. It's very dark. It's very dark, and it's like gothic, and she's not gonna be crying in the corner. She really isn't. She's just like, it's either you're gonna kill me or you're just gonna let me live my life, quote unquote. You know what I mean? And yeah. And the last book that I want to recommend is The Day She Cried by K Webster. This book follows Roman and Courtney. So Courtney does something that is literally, it's the worst thing ever. She's caught up in a mess, and someone ends up dying because of her, and it ends up being Roman's twin sister. And it really was Courtney's fault, but it's also not her fault. And it's such a sad thing. However, Rome is like, I've always kind of liked her. She's always been the cheerleader of my dreams, or the girl of my dreams, and now she has unalived my sister, and I'm gonna make her pay. Like, he literally says, all your pain from this moment forward is mine. He means it. Like, and she is so depressed. She feels so, so bad. Like, she feels so bad, like to her bones. She feels bad. And they fall in love. And it's a terrible story, but it's so beautiful. Like, they were just made to be together. Like, I feel like life would have made them be together no matter what. It's like the string theory that's them. And I just love this book so much. So thank you all for deciding to watch this video. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.